Hi, my name is Luke Gilligan.
I'm Logan Mays.
I'm Oliver Schwartz.
And we are Resense. We're creating innovative and restorative products for those living with Alzheimer's or dementia. So, some of you might recognize our faces, and yes, this is the second year that we've pitched at the Values and Ventures competition. However, since last year, we're excited because we've been able to grow our team, develop new products, but also learn from our customers in this past couple business competitions, and we're excited to pitch for you guys today. So, I want you guys to close your eyes, and actually close your eyes. Imagine who comes to mind when you hear the words Alzheimer's or dementia. Now you can open them, but I want you to remember that person. For many of us, that person's a loved one. Maybe that's a grandma, a grandpa, a parent, or even a friend. Each one of these individuals is one of 6 million individuals living with Alzheimer's or dementia in the United States, and that number is going to more than double by the year 2050. Each of these individuals are slowly losing treasured memories, senses, and key skills necessary for independence. They end up in cyclical patterns, doing the same activities day after day after day, and finding activities for their caregivers can be stressful. All throughout high school, I worked in a nursing home, and I was able to witness everything. But what broke my heart the most was seeing how these individuals were treated, and many times like children. In my professional career as a respite caregiver, I've always been told one thing: treat everyone the age they are. And this is something that we need to remember. These people, there are wise grandparents, there are loving parents, and there are caring friends. And this hasn't changed. So how do we treat them with the love and support that they deserve? And so we started to investigate this problem. In the past 2 years of development, we've been able to conduct over 90+ interviews with caretakers, community administrators, and mental health professionals such as psychiatrists and psychologists. Each of these interviews have given us a greater understanding of the issue at hand and the need that's been discovered. They've also allowed us to create beneficial products backed by science.
So, based on these conversations, we began to develop a box full of products with the aim to bring comfort and joy to those living with Alzheimer's and dementia. Initially, this was a box full of products that research showed to be beneficial. However, they were pretty generic and not as dementia-friendly as they should have been. It was really a prototype. But we knew we were onto something. However, we realized to truly help the dementia field, we had to develop the products ourselves for the box. Introducing our flagship product, the Connect and Comfort Kit. The Connect and Comfort Kit is an activities toolkit that is designed to increase brain health, exercise the senses, and elicit long-term memory. As you can see in front of you, the toolkit utilizes a nuanced approach to therapy targeting the 5 senses. Each of these products has been approved or created by leading experts in the field to be dementia-friendly, accessible, and engaging. These were a welcome change to care communities. Now, during one of our visits to a local care community, I was talking to a resident. He told me how much he used to love opening the newspaper and reading it each day and doing the crossword. I offered to grab him one and was shocked to learn that they did not offer their residents any newspapers. We soon discovered this was a problem at many other care communities as well. In response to this, we developed our own dementia-friendly newspaper. You may be asking yourself, what makes it a dementia-friendly newspaper? Well, it has large font, easy-to-read words, timeless articles, and expert-backed crossword and word searches. And that was how the Recent Register was born. In the first 2 days of cold calling care communities, we entered into 18 communities, giving us a 95% conversion rating.
So it's been about a month since we launched the Resense Register, and we're happy to say that we're in over 100 different care communities. Each of these care communities have connections to other care communities in their network underneath their parent company. That means that we have our foot in the door to over 2,000 different communities, each housing many different residents.
And that's just the beginning. In Pennsylvania, where we are founded, there are currently over 1,900 care communities where many of the 280,000 individuals living with dementia call home. Now, initially we were planning on expanding into the Midwest in 2024. However, customer demand dictated we move more quickly. Now we're excited to announce that the Resense Register has reached coast to coast, and it's even made its way across the pond. And this is what our reach looked like while we were creating our pitch. This is what it looks like after updating it with the communities we've gained in just the past 3 days.
So as we created the Resense Register, we realized we were one of the only companies to create a realistic newspaper that's available to anyone, backed by research, and printed on actual broadsheet paper. Also, compared to our competitors, we're also the cheapest. As for our kit, this isn't a very crowded space, but we do have some key competitors, and here's how we're different. We're a bundled kit that's customizable, but it specifically targets the senses to improve the lives of these individuals. Also, compared to our competitors, we're the only one that specifically targets facilities, as this is a transitionary box between home and care.
We are continuously working with our experts to be on the cutting edge of dementia care. This is Dawn Wiggins. She has a master's in dementia studies as a keynote speaker, as well as a dementia facility design authority. In her testimonial, she said that we have a remarkably genuine and unique product with the ability to connect with those living with dementia. We are excited to continue to work and innovate with Dawn.
So one of these new recent innovations is the Resense lotion. It's an essential oil-based lotion, and we specifically have chosen scents that have been proven to improve brain health for these individuals. It's also specifically designed for sensitive skin, which is common among these individuals, and you guys have one in each of these boxes. And we've also partnered with Dawn Wiggins, and she's created the Coloring to Connect book. And the one that's inside of your boxes is the Classic Car Edition, which is intended to be a reminiscent activity, which means it's designed with bold lines, less complicated coloring spaces, and it's designed so that these individuals enjoy the experience and are less frustrated. And no pun intended, but we're excited to drive innovation in this space.
Now, while our primary focus is bulk orders to mental health professionals and care communities, many individual caregivers have shown great interest and can now purchase our products online. Our marketing team, Megan and Noah, promote our products and expand our presence through various social media platforms, and the rest of the Resense team pursues in-person selling opportunities at care communities. We also utilize social media influencers with a large following relevant to the dementia space to share our products. Now everyone's favorite, the numbers. Individuals can purchase a kit for $25, and care communities receive bulk discounts. Our cost of goods sold is $8.17, giving us a 67% profit margin when sold at full cost. As for the register, a single issue costs $6, with care communities receiving a bulk discount. Now, the best thing about the register from a financial standpoint is that it only costs us a little over a quarter to produce, and that represents a whopping 95% profit margin. Not to mention, subscriptions are a recurring revenue.
As for our revenues, in 2023, we're estimating $203,000 with a 62% profit margin, and we're estimating that this increases to $4.2 million in 2025 with a 47% profit margin. Now, our products, they have intrinsic value, and we've tried to keep our prices low enough to be accessible to anyone, but we feel convicted to do more. Recently, and due to economic pressures, many of these care communities have had to slash their activity budgets. And in March of 2022, it was announced that in Pennsylvania alone, these facilities were underfunded by $1.2 billion. And that means that these individuals are lacking the necessary socialization, entertainment, and engagement necessary. And so to help these facilities in need, we've created the Resense Foundation. And the Resense Foundation is a fund that will provide products like ours to these facilities at no cost. Also, in 2021, it was announced that 83% of care to older adults were provided by friends, family, and other unpaid caregivers, many of them lacking no training at all or professional certificates in dementia care. And so to help these individuals in need, we've created free training resources with dementia care experts and also courses, and also will provide them with resources and mentorship with a one-on-one dementia care expert. Now, our foundation is a fund underneath the Community Foundation, which is a $150 million fund in Western PA. We receive funding through local grants, but also profits from Resense to fund this organization. Now, I want to paint a picture of where we've been and where we're going. In October of 2022, we were in the top 20 of the CEO Global Pitch Competition, which was awesome. And then in January, we joined the Venture Launch Program, which is a business incubator underneath the Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation at Grove City College. And now we're pitching in front of you guys, and we're super excited to look forward to the future. In May, we'll be fully launching the Resense Foundation, and then in 2024, we're continually developing new products for Resense. So my name is Luke Gilligan, and I'm the founder and CEO.
I'm Logan Mays, and I'm a regional sales director.
I'm Oliver Schwartz, a regional sales director.
And this is our advisory team. Each of these individuals help us and guide us each step of the way to create beneficial products for these individuals. But we also have a larger team. Megan Eisentrout and Noah Iverson are our marketing leads, and Isabella Hill is our writer and journalist for the Resense Register. Now, I want you guys to remember that person that you thought of in the beginning. Remember the times that you've had with them. The times that your parents were there for you, the stories you heard from your grandparents, and the times that your friends were caring for you when you needed it the most. Now it's our turn to do the same, to love and support them when they need it the most. So come alongside us as we bring comfort and joy to those living with Alzheimer's and dementia. Thank you, and I'd love to answer any questions.
Thank you. Now we have 10 minutes of Q&A for judges.
So can you talk a little bit about the revenue model and what you think projections would be over the next 3 years?
Yeah, absolutely. And so right now, what our revenue model is subscription-based services, so MRIs with the Resense Register, and that's our entry point into care communities. And through that, we'll be off-selling our other products such as the Connect and Comfort Kit and the Resense lotions. And right now, due to our the profit margins, which is around 95%, we're estimating that if we just get 50 care communities, we can get around $7K in profit a month. And then if you exponentially increase that, if we get 5,000 care communities, it will be around $700K a month, which is, so we're using the Resense Register as our profit driver. And due to us being one of the only companies to do this, we're seeing like exponential growth and interest in it. Especially in just the last week, we gained over 100 different care communities. And so right now, that's how we're projecting revenues, and that's how we're going to get to that like $4.2 million number, is by gaining different care communities nationally and internationally.
I noticed there's no advertising in your newspaper. Is that a conscious choice, or is that something you even considered?
Absolutely. We felt that these individuals, one, might not have the mental capacity to purchase things on their own or know what they're purchasing. And so we didn't want to give them something that they can't do. Our whole product is bringing comfort and joy, and so giving them something that they can't do might be frustrating. And so that's why we try to make everything in there accessible and easy to use.
So on that note, I mean, if I had Alzheimer's and I opened this box, I wouldn't know what to do with those products. So
Yeah.
like, do you have a caretaker that is engaged in the process, or you just drop off the box by every patient's
Yeah.
door and then they figure it out?
Actually, we really highly encourage care partners to be a part of the process of using the box. So a part of that bringing comfort and joy is also making new memories for these individuals. That 83% of people that are the friends and families, they're going to miss this individual and they want to make those new memories. And so what we've done is we created a facilitator guide that goes inside of the box, and it has what we call make it meaningful prompts. And so it will give initiation points for each of these individuals and how to use each specific product to benefit this individual. And so we understand that, yes, they might have to have a care partner involved, but we want to make that a wholesome experience for everyone involved. Now, the Resense Register, that's something that they could read on their own and enjoy by themselves. But with the box, there usually is a care partner involved.
And then the business model, so do I just get one box, or I get a box every month?
So if you're an individual, you can purchase the box. And right now what we're doing is we tested this with 4 different care communities and their residents, and we found that it takes around 2 weeks to use the entire box. And so we provide refills for just the certain products that are in it. But these care communities actually some of the feedback we got was they're not looking for subscription boxes. They're mainly just looking for a one box that they can enjoy with their residents when they come into the care community as like a transitionary box. And then it takes us about 3 months to develop a product. And so we've just continually start developing new products when they express a need for it. So the Resense lotion, that was one thing that when we went into a care community, that was a suggestion we got, the register. And so that's our model is it's more of like collect them all. So add in our products that we give, but we also offer resources and refills.
How do you prevent yourself from getting distracted? You've got lotion, you've got newspaper, you've got, what's next every 3 months. Each of these could be a business.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about how you're disciplined or how you prevent yourself from being completely distracted.
That's a very good question. We work with a team of advisors. And so can you go back a couple slides to the advising team? One more. Leslie Fuller and Don Wiggins are like leading experts in this space. And so they help us with when we're creating these products and keep us focused. And so there's many different ways that we want to create this experience and make it a wholesome and all around experience. So the lotion is touch therapy. That's why we include that in there. So that's for the care partner to enjoy it with their partners or their loved ones. And so what we're trying to stay focused, and that's why right now we're focusing on the Resense Register and the lotions, and we will add a product when there's a need for it. So when we see a specific need that we know that, this could create this box and make it well-rounded, that's when we add it in. But you have a very good point. There is a very, I always got told in school, lose your focus, lose your shirt type of thing. So that's something that we really try to focus, and how we do that is by using these advisors who can tell us, hey, you're off on this, or this is a great product, run with it, these people would need it.
So could you talk a little bit about some of the specifics in the box, why you chose them, what the care dynamic is with them?
Yeah, absolutely. So the lotions is aromatherapy, and that's one of the leading therapies for dementia care because there's a connection between the senses and the memory. So if you think about when you smell something, you can immediately go get transported when you smelled it last. And our whole theory with this box is you exercise the senses like you exercise the mind. And so the more you exercise it, the stronger they get. And so we included the lotions for that importance, but also touch therapy. When I was a respite caregiver and also a CNA, one of the biggest things that is missing in these care communities is touch. And physical touch is necessary for life. And so if we can encourage care partners to have to put the lotion on these individuals and rub it in, get to know them, that's why we included that. The tactile activities, that's mainly to decrease agitation. So if you look at the poppet, we encourage that to be used during shower times and or sundowning. When it's hard and they're already agitated, it's a distractor and it's a redirect. And then the different care, the books, the coloring books, is when I was working in these care communities, one of the hardest things that I saw was, an example was I was working with a 95-year-old vet who got given a My Little Pony coloring book. To me, that was wrong. So I wanted to create something that was gender neutral and very designed for seniors that they could enjoy. And so with the Coloring to Connect activities, it's something that gives them, one, that reminiscent, it brings them back to their long-term memory because short-term memory is gone. But it also gives us an opportunity to work with these care partners and say, hey, don't just color in the car. Where is this car? And where do we put that? And so that's somewhat with that. Does that answer? Do you want me to keep going?
No, that's great. Thank you.
Awesome.
I have two questions. One, will you be translating the newspaper into other languages?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is, okay.
No,
Sorry.
go ahead.
That's something that we've really been thinking about, especially since right now a lot of our communities are coming in from the UK and also Canada. And so right now we just hired a team of writers, and that's our next thing is figuring out, okay, how do we scale this internationally? So we would be working with individuals to translate it. But right now we just have to procure that team.
Okay. And then another question, how do you protect your product? I mean, this is a great box of material, but I think as Nina's saying, there's a lot of different things here that you could be doing. So, I mean, how do you protect yourself from another company coming in and offering these same types of products at a lower price point?
Absolutely. And so that's one of the issues that we grew over the last year. When we pitched here last, we didn't have a protectable box. But now we've been creating the products ourselves, so we're able to protect them. And so the Coloring to Connect activities, all of the workbooks in there we've created ourselves. And so we aren't supplying it from others. And so that's really what we're working on. The Resense lotion, it's a one-of-a-kind thing, and right now we're looking into protecting that because we did use specific formulas and specific senses for that. But how we're looking to move forward to make it more protectable is by replacing each of the products with one that we've developed ourselves with a dementia care expert.
Oh, go ahead.
Can you tell me a little bit more about the monthly paper? Are you expecting the person to read it just one day in the month and fill out the things just one day, or is this supposed to last them for a month? I'm not quite understanding.
So we made it monthly simply due to the fact that we were, initially when we launched this, we're full-time students, and we didn't have the time to be able to create it more than monthly. But now we've been blessed with a program at school where our school pays for each one of my employees to work for us. So we've been able to hire an entire team to create it. So right now we're working on creating it to be bi-monthly and then weekly. And so right now we encourage them to buy it for one newspaper for every 2 residents and spread it out throughout the month. So the different units get it at different times, that type of thing. But as we move on, we're going to be doing weekly and bi-monthly for these individuals to make it more accessible.
Your 2025 projections seem aggressive.
Absolutely.
I see the margin going down, so you understand that you can't sustain your margins. I counted 4 revenue streams: the individual, the care community, the family, and perhaps the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Can we unpack a little bit more about your revenue and those projections, and which one of those are you going to focus on more?
Yeah. So right now, the revenue stream that we're mainly focusing on is the Resense Register. This is the one that we are seeing exponentially increase because of these 100 care communities, they're care directors. So one of them has 650 care communities underneath them. One has 60. And so as we expand, the more units sold, the more revenue we get.
I'm sorry, you called it the register?
The newspaper. The
Oh.
newspaper.
The newspaper?
We call it the Resense Register.
Okay, this is your biggest revenue stream?
Yeah, as
Versus
of
the box?
As of right now, yes. Just due to simply interest in the or in the newspaper. And so that's how we've gained those 100 care communities was for the newspaper. And then they see our other products and are interested in buying those, and that's the entry point.
And in the world of technology in tablets, how scalable is the newspaper?
It will be very scalable because right now, the individuals, or do I need to stop? Or, okay, right now, the individuals in these care communities aren't using tablets, but we're seeing this increase. And so we're interested in the future to start being more of a media type company with this newspaper and providing it as a digital option. And that's actually how we tested it, was digitally.
Thank you very much.